So I want to strike this guy, and that means I need to penetrate. And by penetrate, we need to get that body moving forward. So at the very least, anytime you're going to penetrate and hurt somebody, you need to at least be stepping in. At your best, you're going to be throwing your entire body into the guy, whether you're just hitting him with a fist or you're going to actually hit him with other parts of your body. And in this case, I am going to throw my entire body at the guy because I want my entire body weight to strike him in the hip with the side of my hip. And at the same time, I'm going to be hitting him with a backhand elbow into the side of the neck to knock him out. So I'm going to hit both of those simultaneously. Now, I want to try to get both of these strikes to essentially go in the same direction. That's when we're multi-striking in this case. Instead of having them try to come together, they're going to both go toward the same point. And that's going to be on a 45-degree down angle into the ground so that I can get a throw out of this. Now, it looks like a throw, but really what we're talking about here is it's a strike. And it just so happens that the damage that I'm going to get up top here is going to be from my elbow hitting him in the side of the neck. The damage I get from striking the hip is not actually in the hip. It's going to be in the head when he hits the concrete. That's what I'm aiming for. So from here, I'm going to penetrate. I'm going to penetrate with my entire body all at once, all the way through the man, all the way into a full stance here so that I've dropped my weight, I've thrown my weight laterally at him, and then I've dropped my weight vertically to put that kinetic energy into him so he can hit the ground nice and hard. Now from here, I'm just going to switch my feet so that I can then step over him, and now I'm just going to do the classic, most basic strike possible by dropping my weight straight down into that solar plexus to knock the wind out of him, break the ribs, hopefully bruise the liver. Then from here, I'm going to rise up again because I need to get some potential energy back so that I have more kinetic to put into him. And I'm going to come over the top with the hammer as I drop my weight to my knee out to the side here. And as I come down, the kinetic energy is going to come from me dropping from all the way up in that standing position. I'm going to hammer with the forearm here, the ulna bone, to his clavicle to break that collarbone. So I've come all the way down from up there to break it. Now, I want to break his other collarbone. But, of course, the big problem here is that now that I'm on my femur and I'm standing erect, I really have no place to go now, right? At least that's the idea. But you do have some place to go, because what I can do is I can rock back and forth on that femur, okay? So what I'm going to do here to get the power for the second shot, I've dropped all the way from the top here. To get the power for the second shot, I'm going to come up, and as I come down for the second shot, I'm going to sit my butt back, so I'm going to be rocking back on that femur to change this potential energy here into kinetic energy this way. So I'm going to come all the way down and strike. And now I'm going to come back up to get my final hammer, which is to break his nose. I'm going to reload that potential energy, and now I'm going to drive straight down and break his nose by doing the same trick again. I'm going to sit my butt back, so I'm rocking back and forth on that femur to take that potential, change it to kinetic. Now, I need to point out the difference between what I just illustrated and simply standing over the guy and hitting like this. This isn't going to get it done. This kind of business here is simply the weight of my arms. And it's not going to cause trauma that's actually going to wreck him and put him in the hospital. And that's the whole idea. I need to cause injuries in order to be effective. And this kind of stuff here is not going to cause the kinds of injuries that you would like to cause. It's not going to break his collarbones. If I were just to hammer like this, if I hammer his nose like that, I'll make it bleed. There's a chance I could break it. But I'm not going to do the kind of trauma that would blind a man and make it difficult for him to breathe. And that's what I really want after all. So I'm going to come over the top, hammer, rise up, and hammer. And that's going to put my body weight into all of these strikes. Once I'm finished with him and I'm done to my satisfaction, I'm going to get up and get out of here.